Hello all, welcome to the next session in our Python series. In the last session, we were discussing a sequence data type list. Today, we are going to start another important Python sequence, dictionary. Dictionary in Python. In an English dictionary, we can see words and its associated meaning for every word. Just like that, in a Python dictionary, we have some keys and its associated values. That is, dictionary is a collection of key value pair. Let's start our topic. A Python dictionary is an unordered collection of key value pairs. A dictionary is a collection of different items, and each item will be in the form of a key value pair separated by a colon, and all the items will be enclosed in a curly braces. Each items will be separated by a comma. The keys in a dictionary should be unique. That is, it cannot be repeated and it should be of immutable data type. The data type of a key can be numeric, string, or a tuple. List cannot be used as a key. And the value can be of any valid data type in Python. It can be int, float, string, or list. The definition for dictionaries are mutable, unordered collections with elements in the form of key value pairs that associate keys to values. Mutable means we can add more items or delete items from a dictionary. Some of the features of Python dictionaries are each key mapped to a value. That is, it will be in the form of a key value pair. There will be key and an associated value for each item. Next, each key is separated from its value by a colon. Key and value will be separated by a colon. Then items are separated by commas. Each items will be separated by comma, and the entire dictionary will be enclosed in curly braces. Keys are unique while the values may not be. The key should be unique, but the values may not be unique. It can be repeated in a dictionary. Keys in a dictionary must be of immutable data type, but the values can be of any data type. Dictionary is mutable. We can modify or change the values of existing items. Next, we can check how can we create a dictionary. To create an empty dictionary, put two curly braces. For example, dict1 equal an open curly braces and a closing curly braces. This will create an empty dictionary with name dict1. To create a dictionary, the items entered are separated by commas and enclosed in curly braces. An example is given here, which maps names of students to their marks. The name of the dictionary given is dict1 and the whole dictionary is enclosed in a curly braces. There are 4 key value pairs in this dictionary. First one is Mohan 95. The key is Mohan and the value is 95. Second one, Ram 89. Key is Ram and the value is 89. Suhail 92. Suhail is the key and 92 is the value. Sangeeta 85. Sangeeta is the key and 85 is the value. Each key value pair is separated by a comma. If the key or a value is of string data type, it should be enclosed in quotes. Another example for creating a dictionary season is created which stores some season code and the season names. The name of the dictionary is season. 4 items are there in the dictionary. R is the key and rainy is the value, comma, S summer, W winter, A autumn. In order to display the contents of the dictionary, we can type the dictionary name at the prompt. The whole dictionary will be displayed. One more example. I have created a dictionary days which stores the day name as the key and code as the value. 7 days and their respective codes are stored here. The dictionary is displayed by using the print days command. The whole dictionary will be displayed. I will show some examples to create a dictionary. I have to create a dictionary called student which stores the details of student. Roll number is the first key and the value is 1. Next key is name and the value is Aaron. Next key is class and the value is 11. Next key is hobby. I am giving it as reading. I have created 4 items and I am closing this curly braces. A new dictionary stud will be created. To display the dictionary, I can give the name of the dictionary at the prompt, or I can give print and the dictionary name. The whole dictionary will be displayed. Next topic is accessing items in a dictionary. The items in a list were accessed by using its index. But in a dictionary, we can access the items via keys. Use the square bracket along with the key to obtain a value. For example, teacher is a dictionary which stores the subject name and the teacher's name as key value pair. Physics DS, Chemistry SPY, Maths RK, CS JPC. 4 items are stored in this dictionary teacher. To display the whole dictionary, we can type the dictionary name at the prompt, and in order to access an individual item from the dictionary, we have to specify the key name in square bracket. For example, if we need to display the item chemistry, we have to use the dictionary name teacher, and in square bracket, we have to specify the key. Teacher of chemistry will display the teacher name SPY. And teacher of maths is RK, so RK will be displayed. If the key is not present in the dictionary, we will get a key error. For example, teacher of DS will generate a key error DS. DS is not a key, it is a value. So it displays a key error. I will show some examples how to access values of a dictionary using its keys. To display the name stored, I have to give the key name in square bracket of the dictionary name. The name stored is Aaron, so the value Aaron will be displayed. Next topic is dictionaries are mutable. That is, we can change the contents of the dictionary after it has been created. First one is, how can we add a new item? After creating a dictionary, we can add new items into it. The syntax is dictionary name, and in square bracket we have to give the new key name equal a value. For example, a dictionary dict1 is created with 4 items: Mohan 95, Ram 89, Suhail 92, Sangeeta 85. We are going to add a new item with key Meena. Dict1 of Meena equal 78. And when we display the dict1, we can see the new item Meena 78 is added to the dictionary. Next example, a sales dictionary is created which stores the sales of January, February and March. And we are going to add one more month, sales of April. APR equal 15,000. This statement adds this April to the dictionary. Here we can see the new item is added. Some more examples. An empty dictionary color is created, and as the next statement, I am creating a new key 1 with a value violet. Color of 1 equal violet, color of 2 equal indigo, color of 3 equal green. So 3 key value pairs are added to the dictionary color. When we display the color, the new values will be displayed. 1 violet, 2 indigo and 3 green. We can change the items in the dictionary. If we are specifying an already existing key, 3 is already present as a key in the dictionary color. I am giving that key color of 3 equal blue. This will replace the existing value in the dictionary. Next time when we display the color, the 3 green will be replaced with 3 blue. Next topic is, how can we modify an existing item in a dictionary? We are just overwriting the key value pair. In the given example, a dictionary 1 is created which stores the mark of some students. I want to change the mark of Suhail to 93.5. The existing mark is 92. For that, we have to write the statement dict1 of Suhail equal 93.5. Suhail is an existing key in the dictionary. So, this value will be replaced by the new value. When we display the dictionary, we can see the mark of Suhail is modified. One more example, a sales dictionary is given. Sales of April plus equal 50. I am adding a value 50 to the item APR. April is having 15,000 as value, and when we display the dictionary, the value is updated as 15,050. So this is how we can modify an existing item in a dictionary. I will show some examples how to add items to a dictionary and how to modify the existing items in the dictionary. I want to add a new item, stud of place, equal Pathanamthitta. Sorry, the opening and closing quotes should be same. Stud of place equal PTA. We'll add a new item, place, to the dictionary stud. And to replace the existing item, stud of place equal, I'm giving a new value, Delhi. That place PTA will be replaced with Delhi. So dictionaries are mutable. We can add new items or modify an existing item. I am creating a dictionary color codes with some color codes and color names are red, B blue, G green, and I am trying to use the same B for black. B black. We have already said that the keys should be unique in a dictionary. Here I am repeating the key B. There will be no error. We can see what is stored in this color code. First I was storing B as blue, and after that I have stored B as black. If I am using the same key B in the dictionary, the previous value will be replaced with the new value. So the resulting dictionary will not contain the first color blue. It will be replaced with black. Next topic is membership operation. Sometimes we need to search whether a particular key is present in a dictionary or a value is present in a dictionary or not. For that, we can use the in operator with the following syntax. To search for a key, we have to use the syntax key in dictionary name. We have to give the key to be searched in the dictionary name. And to search for a value, we have to give the value in dictionary name dot values. The in operator returns true if the key is present, else it returns false. It will be clear when you go through this example. A dictionary EMP is given which stores the name, salary and age of an employee. We want to search whether the key age is present in this dictionary. For that we have to use the statement age in dict1. Since we need to search for a key, we have to specify the dictionary name. And the output will be true since age is present in this dictionary. Next I am going to search for a value. John in dict1 dot values. It will return true since John is present as a value in the dictionary. The membership operator not in returns true if the key is not present in the dictionary and else it returns false. There is a dictionary winners which stores 3 items, 1 Suraj, 2 Matthew and 3 Sangeeta. 4 not in dict1 returns true since 4 is not present as key in the dictionary. In the next example, marks of subjects are stored and I am checking whether 78 is present in the dictionary. 78 not in marks.value returns true since 78 is not present in these values. I will show some examples using the membership operators. I want to check whether name is present in the dictionary stud. Name in stud returns true. The keys are case sensitive. If I am typing name in stud, returns false since the key name was in small letters. In order to check for values, I want to check whether reading is present in stud. Reading in stud dot values. Reading is stored as a value in the dictionary stud. Reading in stud dot values will return true as the value reading is present in the dictionary stud. The values are also case sensitive. The not in operator returns true if the key is not present in the dictionary. I am checking whether C is not in color codes. C is not present in the color code as a key, so it will return true. If I am using B, B not in color code. B is present in the dictionary, so it will return false. And to check for values, blue not in color codes dot values. The values function can be used to check for values. Blue not in color codes return true as it is not present as a value in the dictionary color code. Let's recall what we have learned. First, we discussed what is a dictionary. Dictionaries are mutable, unordered collections with elements in the form of key value pairs that associate keys to values. Then we discuss how to create a dictionary. To create a dictionary, we have to enclose the key value pairs, that is the items, in a pair of curly braces. Dictionaries are mutable, that is we can add a new item to the existing dictionary or we can modify the items in the dictionary. Then we discuss the membership operators. The first one was in, which returns true if a key or an item is present in it. The next operator, not in, returns true if the key or item is not present in a dictionary. Hope you understood today's topic. Practice well. Thank you.